So our save file currently says 90%, even though we apparently have 5 more games to complete. I don't think that's correct. Hello Internet, and welcome back to more Kirby Superstar Ultra. In the last episode, we cleared the last game of the base game, Kirby Superstar, for the SNES, with Milky Way wishes, defeating Marks and saving the galaxy. I almost said the Milky Way, but it's not the Milky Way. Or is it? Kirby 64 might beg to differ. This time, we are going to be taking on the arena. I know it says Revenge of the King comes first, but the arena is the final mode that you unlock in the original Superstar. So I would like to go over all the stuff that's in the original Superstar and then move on to new content, which is what we'll be doing by this. There's another reason I'm going to choose the arena that we'll go over in, like, after Revenge of the King. But for now, all you need to know is we're doing the arena first. Why can't people stop fighting? When the pink terror raises his fist, even the strong tremble in fear. Every boss you've fought is here. Think you can take them all? Think you can take me? Starting off, we have the choice of any of the non-screen nuke abilities in the game. This means we can pick, we can even pick sleep if you just want to watch the animation before you start for some reason. That's pretty cute. You can see on the bottom screen what the first boss we fight is going to be. The arena is just one big boss rush. So we're going against the reactor first, so our ability doesn't really matter since the reactor can actually only be taken out by itself. I'm gonna grab Hammer. I don't want to actually use a helper because, again, helpers tend to just get in the way if you aren't playing in multiplayer, which I'm not. I'm gonna go with Hammer because not only is it mine and pretty much everyone else in the world's favorite ability, but it's also genuinely probably one of the better choices here. Let's go. Alright, so you don't get the actual boss music that plays, like, during the actual, like, games themselves. Okay, this thing doesn't fire until it's been in one place for a little while. Okay. Yeah, we can take that out in 2 hits. We can hit, like, the floor traps and take them out in 2 hits using Hammer. Which is pretty awesome. Hits the reactor. There's like a certain attack where it can go like just below or above the reactor, I think. Speedrunners actually have to take out all 3 of those floor traps in order to start the next phase faster. So between fights, you get to sit in this little waiting area, and there are 5 Maxim tomatoes. These do not grow back. So you can take one if you're low on health after a fight, but I don't recommend taking one if you think you can handle the next fight without it. Our next fight is Wispy Wood, so yeah, this is no issue at all. If you want to know what my time on my test playthrough was, I will put it in the description if I remember. I was gonna say I'll put it on screen, but I don't want to promise that because I will probably forget. Our next fight is the computer virus, or the battle windows, and of course it starts with the guard spell, why wouldn't it? 46 damage, nice. And it's using the only attack that can hurt us through our guard. There we go. Next up is the Black Knight, or the Evil Knight, or the Dark Knight. I'm pretty sure 2 of those are actually names for Batman. And then one of them is Evil Knight. I don't know if he was actually ever called the Black Knight, but that sounds Batman-y. Evil Knight stores up power. Well, that's not a guard, so I don't care. Last is the Great Dragon. I don't have a lot of commentary to give for this. I'm mostly just going to be doing, like, you know, live commentary as things happen, because unfortunately, like, I don't have anything to really go over in post commentary at the moment. Anything that I would normally talk about during the arena, I'm going to talk about in a bonus video now. So, oh, of course it gives us the hardest one next. Main cannon number 2. If you ask me, this is genuinely the hardest boss in Kirby Superstar Ultra. My notes say to take Rock before this, if it's on offer, but it's not on offer, so yeah. There we go. Get rid of that pretty quickly. That actually is pretty good. I would like to keep Hammer, though, preferably. I finally learned, like, how losing abilities work. You are more likely to lose your ability as you take more damage. So at full health, you're unlikely to lose your ability from taking damage, but that was not that hard, actually. I think it's because I took out the laser so early, I didn't have to multitask as much. I'll take a Maximum Tomato here, even though I don't really need it. Our next boss is Fatty Whale. If you are using Hammer like I am, I can actually give you advice. If you're using any other ability, then, I mean, good luck, I guess. But remember that Hammer has this attack with all the invincibility frames. That's, like, genuinely very good to remember. That you can't take damage while you're using this attack. It's obviously going to be better against some bosses than it is against others. Like, it's pretty damn good against Fatty Whale, but it's good to remember that you have this attack if you are going to be, like, playing more risky. Also, after you get a Maximum Tomato, a normal tomato grows in its place. Those don't grow back into Maximum Tomatoes. That's not for, like, another couple games, I think. But, yeah. I think Kirby's, not Star Allies, but Triple Deluxe maybe is where those started growing back into Maximum Tomatoes. I don't know. I'm gonna stop saying things that I don't know for sure. The regular tomatoes, I say you can just grab them, like, whenever you want to. Because since these are all so, like, these are all normal bosses, and we fought them multiple times already for the most part, just because they're, like, you fight all of them pretty much in Milky Way Wishes. We have enough experience with these things that, like, you aren't going to need that many Maximum Tomatoes, because you can just avoid their attacks on your own. Especially if you're using Hammer, because again, invincibility frames. Look at that. No damage because we just used this attack the entire time. Oh, Chameleon Arm. Of course he's next. As I've been recording this, I've been watching, like, a few other Kirby Let's Plays, just of various games in the series. A few of Superstar Ultra, and then some of just various other games. Just so I can build up my knowledge on the series a little bit more. When Chuggy Conroy got the keychain for Chameleon Arm and Kirby Triple Deluxe, his reaction is just so wonderful. He just says, "What are you?" Good question. Okay, Waddle Dee is next. This kind of spoils something, but, like, it's just a Waddle Dee with a bandana. It's his first appearance in the series, even though he becomes a playable character in Return to Dreamland. He's just a Waddle Dee with more HP, so there's nothing challenging about him whatsoever. Next up is Dyna Blade. Are you seeing what I mean? This really isn't that hard. Like, the arena is daunting on any first playthrough just because it's like 20 bosses in a row and you only get 5 Maximum Tomatoes. But once you realize it's all bosses you've fought before, and most of them are from the earlier games, just because they use up all those bosses in the easier modes, none of them are that hard. The computer virus is the only one that actually gets a harder version throughout the game. So, yeah. Of course I say that, and then we get Galactic Nova Nucleus. This is, in my experience, easier to get tripped up on in the arena. Because if you get caught on these pillars as it's auto-scrolling, you can die from getting crushed against the screen. I've had it happen to me time and time again, not in my test playthrough or anything. It's been a while since it last happened to me, probably since my actual first Let's Play of this game. But trust me when I say it fucking sucks when you lose an entire run of the arena just because you got caught up against a pillar in this one auto-scroller boss fight. It hurts when that happens. It also hurts when literally one of the pillars is left with a sliver of HP and then you have to go all the way in the circle just to hit it. Oh, speedrunners, how do you do what you do? Heavy Lobster's next. Hammer's actually not a bad, option for this fight. Obviously, Hammer Throw is what I would prefer to use as an attack. If you're willing to make a partner and risk losing them, you can still do the strategy to blind it with Paint Kirby. Okay. I'm taking more damage than I actually need to here, but that's fine. Whatever. We won anyway. Metanoia's next. I don't need full health for Metanoia. So unfortunately, it still wants you to grab the sword, so we just have to sit here until Metanoia decides to let us fight with a hammer. Keep in mind, this mode is timed. It's timed. If you don't want to fight Meta Knight with sword, then you are going to have to give up some time, because you can't, hit him or go up there to start the fight early. Meta Knight will genuinely wait for you to grab the sword for, 15 to 20 seconds. Which, yeah, if you're going for a best time, that's rough. I don't know if he still makes you try to grab, if he still tries to make you grab the sword if you come in here with sword. That's actually a pretty good question, but whatever. We beat him. Got a better look at his animation there, too. So last time we beat him, he was on the side of the screen. Mini-Boss All-Stars 2. I think it's weird that you can fight the Mini-Boss All-Stars in any order. This is pretty much the ones from Spring Breeze and Dyna Blade. And Jukid. So it's actually 2 from Spring Breeze, 1 from Dyna Blade, and 1 from Great Cave Offensive. God, I'm playing really sloppy right now. I think I'm getting cocky because I said it was so easy. Why are we fighting All-Stars 1 immediately after All-Stars 2? These are definitely the easiest ones. And the ones that give abilities. I meant to say the best abilities, but that's not true, honestly. Bonkers is the only one that gives, a killer ability there, but whatever. Krakow is next. It's actually one of the ones we fought less than the others. He's not like a Bugsy or a Bonkers where we fight him 70 times throughout the course of the game. So I'll give him that one. Alright. Lolo and Lalala. I don't need a tomato. We're at the point now where we're actually getting kind of low on the tomatoes, so I'm gonna have to, make some judgment calls here. Lololo. And there's Lalala. King DDD's next. We only have 2 left, so now we can just use the Maxim tomatoes every time. Man, he's easier than I remember. Alright. No matter what, Marks is always the last opponent you fight. I beat him with Hammer last time. Do I really want to do that to him again? But also, do I really want to risk losing this run because I'm going in with an ability I'm less confident with? This time around, I'm going to let you listen to the sick battle theme. there we go. 10 minutes, 38 seconds, and 87 milliseconds. That's honestly not bad. That's significantly better than my test playthrough. I wish I actually wrote what my time in my test playthrough was in my notes, because that would be fun to compare, but I just don't really want to go back to my test playthrough file to check. Yeah, no, that's definitely not bad, especially for first try. I was expecting this to take a couple attempts according to my notes, but first try. Easy as hell. We have also unlocked Helper to Hero and Megaton Punch, a sub-game from the original game. We're not going to be going over the sub-games for a little bit, but we will be going over them. Anyway, next time on Kirby Superstar Ultra, I guess we'll be taking on Revenge of the King. I genuinely expected this to take much longer. But yeah, see you guys then.